Most people believe growing fruit requires acres of fertile ground, expensive tools, and a younger person's energy. But the Amish have quietly shown for generations that abundance grows from faith, not from size. While today's families spend more money on groceries, vitamins, and supplements than ever, Amish gardeners turn small patches and clay pots into overflowing baskets of healthy, homegrown fruit. What changed their lives wasn't technology, but simple traditional knowledge passed from parent to child. In this video, you'll discover 10 rare and productive fruit trees that thrive in pots, patios, and tiny backyards. These compact trees produce real nourishment and peace of mind, even if you're beginning late in life. If you long to live more self-sufficiently, eat clean food, and preserve the sustainable ways that kept families strong for centuries, subscribe to Amish Homestead Roots. Let's rediscover what was almost forgotten and return together to the roots. Growing fruit in small spaces isn't a limitation, it's a doorway to freedom. The Amish have always known that independence begins right where your feet stand. A sunny balcony or porch can become a miniature orchard that provides a family's sweetness year after year. For older gardeners, container fruit trees mean easy height, simple watering, and no heavy lifting. Each pot you plant is a healthy investment that multiplies quietly, saving you money while producing living vitamins, season after season. In uncertain times, being able to pick fresh food from your own doorstep brings practical security and emotional renewal. The beauty of these trees lifts the spirit, while their fruit supports heart health and energy naturally. When soil and sunlight meet patient care, the reward is self-sufficiency you can taste, a sustainable bond between earth, faith, and family that grows stronger with every harvest. When Amish gardeners select fruit trees, they never chase trends or novelty. They measure each choice against time itself. A true Amish tree must survive harsh winters, grow honestly without chemical aid, and keep producing for decades. Durability is a form of respect for land, labor, and lineage. Most families prefer heirloom or naturally dwarf varieties that thrive in containers and retain genuine flavor. They feed these trees with homemade compost, wood ash, and faith, allowing creation to supply what modern additives replace. Each sapling becomes a living heirloom, tended with care and passed to the next generation. The Amish seek trees that nourish body, strengthen character, and remind every caretaker that productivity begins with humility. In their philosophy, choosing wisely is a moral act. Grow what endures, share what multiplies, and protect what truly sustains family life. That is authentic, sustainable wisdom. The dwarf apple tree is often the first plant to bless an Amish homestead because it offers abundance in small spaces. Set a single Liberty or Enterprise variety in a deep pot of rich compost, and you hold centuries of proven reliability. Amish families love apples for cider, pies, and drying. One tree can yield gallons of food preservation value each season. After planting, water deeply once a week and let nature balance the rest. The secret lies in pruning after harvest to guide sunlight into new shoots. Companion herbs such as garlic or chamomile deter pests safely. Over time, blossoms become baskets of fruit, symbols of honest work and patience rewarded. A modest dwarf apple represents health, security, and forward planning. For seniors, its care brings gentle movement, daily satisfaction, and visible results. A farm is not required, only faith, sunlight, and steady hands to grow your own sustenance. Among the most remarkable producers in Amish container gardens is the cold hardy fig tree. Its broad leaves capture light, while deep roots draw sweetness even from modest soil. Amish growers wrap roots in burlap during winter, letting the plant rest naturally before spring wakes it again. Figs reward this simple rhythm with generous yields of soft, healthy fruit loaded with fiber and minerals. To enrich the pot, mix compost with a pinch of wood ash twice each year. Nature handles the chemistry. This calm cycle mirrors the Amish way: quiet preparation, patient waiting, predictable fruitfulness. Each fig picked is a victory for sustainable living and a miniature act of independence from the marketplace. In lean seasons, dried figs last months without refrigeration. Their sweetness carries sunlight into winter days. A living fig tree, thriving beside your chair, becomes proof that simplicity itself is a productive investment. No fruit signals renewal like the dwarf peach tree, cherished by Amish families for its fragrance and colour. It thrives in the full sun of a backyard, balcony, or small garden plot. Start with a healthy graft in a 20-inch pot filled with fertile soil and aged manure for minerals. Water deeply, then allow the surface to dry before the next soaking. Crushed eggshells added monthly strengthen both soil and fruit. Amish gardeners avoid artificial sprays. Instead, they rely on birds and companion herbs such as mint for natural protection. By midsummer, branches bend gently with golden fruit whose taste makes every hour of care worthwhile. Peaches supply vitamins and natural sugars that keep energy high without modern supplements. For older hands, tending one tree offers purpose and peace, transforming an empty corner into a harvest. In short, one pot of peaches becomes a small, living promise of abundance. To the Amish, cherries symbolize contentment, sweetness earned through steady work. Self-pollinating dwarf cherry trees grow perfectly in containers or near wooden porches that offer gentle shelter from wind. Fill the pot with loamy soil, cover the surface with sawdust mulch, and watch it thrive. In spring, blossoms attract bees and neighbouring trees to bloom earlier. The Amish see that pollinator harmony as healthy stewardship rather than control. Frequent light watering and pruning spent stems after harvest keep growth compact and fruitful. Cherries become preserved jams, natural syrups, and winter desserts that brighten cold months without store dependence. Their deep red pigments support heart health, a truth Amish healers note long before nutrition science proved it. Owning a cherry tree means owning moments of calm beauty, shade for reflection, fragrance for the senses, and a steady reminder that real sweetness is grown, not sold. More resilient than most trees its size, the compact pear remains a quiet symbol of nourishment. Amish gardeners prize it because patience with a pear never disappoints. In its early years, it demands attentive pruning, but once mature, it gives decades of harvest with minimal effort. Root it in a half-barrel beside a fence and train branches flat. This espalier form conserves space while catching sunlight evenly. Fertilize naturally using fallen leaves and animal compost from the season before. Amish households turn pears into dried slices and preserves that stay fresh all winter, reducing dependence on erratic food markets. Pear wood also warms stoves gently, leaving a pleasant scent. The tree's presence, more than its fruit alone, enriches daily life. It steadies the mind and rewards diligence quietly. A pear grown in faith becomes more than food. It becomes a steady friend guarding the homestead's peace. Which of these Amish fruit trees would you plant first? Comment below. I always read each one because your stories inspire future videos. If this knowledge feels useful, give the video a like so YouTube can share this sustainable, healthy wisdom with more families hoping to live simpler and more productive lives. A single click helps preserve these rare traditions and brings them to more people searching for independence and peace through gardening. Together we keep the roots alive. The dwarf plum tree earns honour among Amish growers for its generosity and endurance. Compact yet deeply rooted, it fills summer air with fragrance and baskets with shining fruit. Place young stock in nutrient-rich soil blended with composted straw. Water regularly but avoid soggy roots. After harvest, mix a handful of wood ash into the surface to return lost minerals. Plums turned into jams or syrups fuel families through cold months with natural antioxidants that strengthen resistance and vitality. Each one contains traces of summer sun even when snow falls outside. Seniors appreciate the trees for giving nature. If trimming is skipped or soil imperfect, it still bears. Amish farmers say the plum rewards good character, not perfection. Its dependable harvest makes it a sustainable treasure, proving once again that when effort meets faith, abundance follows naturally. From one modest pot can come decades of fruitful living. The Maya lemon tree brings the brightness of southern sunlight into northern homes. Amish gardeners adopted it for its reliability in containers and its refreshing scent that cleans the air without chemicals. A sunny window or sheltered deck is enough. Combine loamy soil with coarse sand so roots breathe easily and water only when touch feels dry. Sprinkle a tiny pinch of wood ash monthly to balance acidity. By second year, glossy fruit appears, turning from green to golden, a cheerful sight during long winters. Lemons supply vitamin C, cleanse water, and flavor countless Amish recipes naturally. To them, it is proof that God's gifts adapt everywhere. Seniors find tending these fragrant trees uplifting. The aroma lifts mood and energy. One pot of lemons becomes a healthy family investment, enduring proof that sustainable living can also be radiant, simple, and quietly profitable for body and spirit. Among heritage favourites, the apricot tree holds a gentle, sun-kissed place. Amish families cultivate smaller varieties that fit perfectly in pots, yet yield surprising abundance. They plant in well-drained soil mixed with compost and sand, ensuring roots stay warm and aerated. Apricots delight them not just for taste, but for health, full of natural fibre and antioxidants that sustain strength during long working seasons. Drying fruit on wooden boards in open air preserves its sweetness without waste or electricity. The Amish prune trees soon after harvest, keeping a balanced canopy that welcomes light. Even a small tree can give several baskets yearly, promising healthy snacks throughout winter. The work is calm, rhythmic, fulfilling. For older growers, the apricot becomes a companion, easy to care for and rich in reward. Each golden piece of fruit reminds us that joy, like sunlight, multiplies when shared simply. The dwarf mulberry tree is admired for its generous heart. Amish planters use it to feed both family and wildlife, teaching children that creation is meant to share. Planted in a wide pot of composted leaf soil, it grows rapidly but accepts trimming twice a year to maintain shape. Long clusters of dark berries appear soon after leafing, filled with nutrients that boost energy naturally. The Amish dry them for tea blends, syrup, or winter desserts, preserving sweetness without sugar. Its broad leaves provide shade for herbs underneath, making every inch productive. Birds adore it, creating a living orchestra around the garden. For seniors, mulberries promise satisfaction with minimal bending or fussing. Year after year, it fruits reliably, a rare, sustainable joy reminding us that generosity is the natural state of abundance. No other small tree gives so freely or symbolically teaches gratitude as this humble friend. Last on this list, but first in symbolism, is the dwarf pomegranate, called by the Amish the Tree of Promise. Compact, heat-tolerant and evergreen, it fills its pot with vitality. Deep ruby fruit bursts with juice rich in antioxidants supporting heart health and circulation. Plant it in sandy, well-drained soil and place it where light lasts longest. Add bone meal once each season for strong flowering. Even minimal watering keeps it satisfied, proving that true strength thrives under restraint. Within 2 years, small crowns emerge, each a masterpiece of creation. Amish households prize pomegranates for remedies, syrups, and natural dyes, blending beauty with usefulness. Seniors love watching it bloom through years, marking time with colour and renewal. A single tree becomes a living example of fruitful faith, sustainable, productive, healthy, and spiritually rewarding. To nurture one is to hold prosperity within arm's reach every blessed day. Before planting anything new, Amish families practice an old discipline that quietly changes lives. They remove one store-bought item they can replace with their own labour, honey, soap, herbs, or fruit, then commit to producing it naturally. This shift transforms consumers into caretakers. It's a training of spirit more than soil, teaching patience, endurance, and value in every bite you cultivate. When you stop buying and start growing, you reclaim power the modern system hides. Each harvest reduces fear of shortage, replaces dependence with confidence, and restores gratitude for what already surrounds you. Amish wisdom says self-sufficiency begins in the mind, not the field. Simplicity is wealth disguised as humility. By taking one small task back into your own hands, you build health, savings, and legacy simultaneously. This is the life-changing investment that fed generations, and it still works perfectly for any devoted heart willing to start anew. You don't need a vast farm, a perfect plan, or modern machines. You only need trust in the soil, patience in your heart, and one faithful beginning. The Amish built lasting prosperity through gentle daily, Acts: watering, pruning, thanking, and sharing. Pick one small fruit tree from today's list and let it mark a new chapter of independence for your family. Watch how sunlight, prayer, and careful hands can turn even the smallest space into a source of peace and purpose. Subscribe to Amish Homestead Roots for more rare, sustainable knowledge each week. Together we'll recover the healthy, productive ways that shaped real wealth long before technology existed. Thank you for joining in this return to simplicity. May your homes stay fruitful, your days purposeful, and your spirit deeply rooted in the good earth that provides for all who honor it.